What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Guys, today we're going to be talking about a new IDO release for a game called Sidious. And Sidious is a play-to-earn game and also a metaverse game. I have a lot of exciting things to share with you guys today about Sidious, but just before we begin, I want you guys to be sure and like that button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Guys, thank you so much for your support for this channel. I always try to do my best to provide these types of information on IDO releases the best way I can, but always please do your own due diligence and please do your own research. I am not a financial advisor, I am not certified, but I can provide my financial opinion, and hopefully that information can help you along the way. So I want to advise you guys on the Sidious game and all the great things and also great opportunities around Sidious, not just the Sidious IDO, but other things that I think you guys can profit on. So yes, let's begin. All right, so Sidious, what is it? So what's really exciting about this game is kind of similar to Star Atlas and other sci-fi games out there, and everybody's trying to do this, type of Blade Runner-ish type of atmosphere. But I think this has a lot of potential behind it because as much as the gameplay, they have demos which you can try this online, but they have an amazing team. They also have amazing artwork. It seems like the interactions on this platform are going to be fantastic. I mean, I see this as something being very huge. And I want to go through this video quite quick, so apologies if I skim through this really quickly. But also, what I love about them is their NFTs. So their NFTs are on OpenSea right now, and at least they're selling at a floor price of 0.7 ETH. And you can see here that, they're fairly reasonable prices, I think. But again, this is very early stages. They're less than, say half an ETH, which is around like say $2,000 to $2,500, depending on the price of Ethereum at this moment. But, that I think is pretty reasonable. I don't collect NFTs myself, but sometimes I see NFTs for like 1 to 10 to 400 ETH. I mean, it's just a lot of money. People are treating this as collectibles and also for their own games. So I want to get right into it. How can you get into the IDOs? Well, I noticed that a lot of people in the comments below have said that when they're trying to get into IDOs in the United States and other countries like Hong Kong, you're not able to participate in these IDOs. Well, don't worry about that. Stick around until the end, and I'll give you a little bit of a secret that I have for myself that could benefit you if you cannot participate in these IDOs. Trust me, you're gonna wanna stick around until the end. But other than that, if you're not in these regulated states like United States or Hong Kong, any other place that has strong regulation, well, look into these IDOs. So the first one I'm going to bring up is Blocktopia. So Blocktopia is going to be working with Sidious to have a launchpad for Sidious. So what I find interesting about this is the tiers. And I want to share with you guys my personal opinion. In the lottery tiers, right, you have the 25,000 block tokens, 50,000 block tokens, 100,000 block tokens. Now, to me, these seem like it's kind of a lot, right? And the reason I say that is because Blocktopia is at around 10 cents right now, right? So you have to have 25,000 block tokens to just risk the chance of getting a lottery ticket. And I don't think those numbers really work out for me. I think we want to not be on a lottery, but we want to be on somewhat of a guaranteed version, right? So if I were to spend 2,500, right, I can get the block tokens, 25,000 block tokens, but I only get one ticket, right? That's a lottery. Like, that's not enough, especially if you're the 10%, right? 10% of people will win one base allocation if you're lucky. That's not going to work out with me. So how do you get a guarantee? Well, on their tier 4, 125,000 guarantees you, at least at the lowest price, to get into the IDO launch. Well, that's $12,500. Who has that amount of money? I don't really feel like this is something that anybody can particularly play, especially if you come from a low income or don't have enough finances to participate. This must drive people nuts. And, I want to make sure that you guys have the best info possible. So let me give you an other alternative that is actually quite fascinating. And I'm so surprised that some people have missed this. But because you're into this channel and you're subscribed, you get the info first. And also, my Patreon members were given this information less than a week ago, so they had a heads up on this. So if you ever want to get a heads up on any of these things before they're public on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Patreon link down below. So what is that secret? So there is this new DEX called Space Swap. It's a decentralized financing exchange where you can swap tokens. And there are many out there, but this one just started. Why am I bringing this up? Well, the Sidious token is going to be on the IDO release of 0.001 cents. That's going to be huge for people who do get into the IDO. But why do I think this is really promising? Well, if you look here, they actually just announced that they're going to be partnering with SpaceSwap, Sidious and SpaceSwap. And if you recognize his face, you may recognize him because he is the CEO of Sidious. His name is Dan. Dan is the CEO of Sidious, but also coincidentally, he is also the CEO of SpaceSwap. Why am I bringing up SpaceSwap? Let me just fast forward over here to SpaceSwap. SpaceSwap is around 0.73 cents. Now you may think to yourself, well, that's higher than 10 cents, Vincent, with Blocktopia. But let me show you something real quick. For SpaceSwap, all you need is 5,000 MILK tokens at a minimum to participate in the IDO. In this chart, just recently when the IDO was announced on SpaceSwap, the price started to increase. Look at this. Is that 0.73 cents or 76 cents? When I notified my Patreon members, we were at around, it was around 40 cents. It was around at this time, 40 cents. So I got my Patreon members in there a lot earlier. But what's great about this is when you go into their SpaceSwap, you have to connect your MetaMask wallet and make sure it's the Binance Smart Chain. This is not an Ethereum. This is built on the Binance Smart Chain network. Right? So make sure you connect the right wallet. And you can tell because if you connect your Ethereum, this whole page is going to look gray. And if you connect your Binance Smart Chain wallet, it's all going to look black and yellow, right? And you go here to stake, right? And you can stake as much as you want. But here's the thing. What I want to share with you guys about this is that when I spoke to the team, and if you go into their SpaceSwap Discord, they only have 235 members online, only 1,900 members that are actually joined. That's very low. That means this is very early on. And I asked them, quite frankly, can people buy these tokens to pay for the IDO launch? Can we, or do we have to have additional USDT or BNB tokens? So they responded. There are some steps into order to participate in the IDO and get the allocation. For SpaceSwap Starter, the steps are after staking button is activated, you will need to log in for sale. After registration and staking, you will get an allocation and you'll need to buy it. It is up to you to buy or not to buy. Staking MILK2 gives you the right to register. Registration gives you allocation. Allocation only gives you the right to buy, not buy. That's how it works. So I asked them, when will we know if the United States or other countries are going to go through these regulatory scrutinies where we cannot participate? People in the US and other countries that have regulations, we want to participate in this. So I asked them, can the US participate in this? And they said, okay, the team replied, and that's to be announced soon. So don't worry. Do not worry. That's very interesting. So I don't know if the United States or other countries are going to be able to participate in this, but I do have my own secret plan. Now, as I mentioned before, in the SpaceSwap token, I got in my Patreon members around 40 cents. And as I noticed, the prices tend to rise for that token, which is the token for these platforms. And I'm going to bring up another one. Starlaunch. Starlaunch I mentioned in the previous video, which was the platform for the MBS token IDO launch. And notice something. When we first started talking about it, it was at $7. And then it started to go up. Now it's at $13.11. Keep that in mind. Why are these prices going up in these tokens? Well, it's because people are incentivized to stake and acquire these tokens, because they need to have a certain amount of tokens to participate in these IDO sales. So holding these tokens is quite huge. So I want to go back to something else though. Remember when I brought up Blocktopia and they had their crazy tiers that you have to acquire a certain amount of tokens? Well, instead of having 125,000 tokens of BLOK to be guaranteed to be in the IDO for Sidious, you only need 5,000, minimum 5,000 of space swap tokens, also known as the MILK2 token, which is the ticker symbol. So that comes out to be, at this price point, at around 0.73 cents, a little less than 4 grand. So that's different, right? You're going from 12,500 to be guaranteed a spot in the IDO on Blocktopia, or you can go on Space Swap and buy 5,000 MILK tokens for less than 4 grand. With my Patreon group, they were able to get in at underneath 2,000. So you can see that we are actually already 2x from our profit already. Is it too late to get in? This is for my people in the United States and people outside the United States who can't be a part of these IDOs. And that's the secret. You may think I need to get into these IDOs to get the gains, but guess what? You actually need to acquire the tokens before anybody else. You need to acquire these tokens because people, since they're incentivized to stack up and have a certain amount, the token price will rise. That's just kind of how it works. And also, let me share with you something about this specific token, MILK2. The market cap is only 5 million. Let me repeat. The market cap is only 5 million. Total supply is 7 million at this moment. The max supply is 65 million. You guys need to acquire this token as soon as possible. That's just my financial opinion. So why did I say 5 million tokens for Space Swap MILK? Let me go back to Blocktopia. Blocktopia is 872 million. That means this 10 cents has already been priced in on this market cap. If we go back to Space Swap, 0.73 cents has been priced in at 5 million. So if this market cap were to 212x, maybe even more, to meet Blocktopia's market cap, do you know what's going to happen with this price? It's going to go up. That's what happens. That's just the mathematics. So how do you acquire these tokens? We're going to go to PancakeSwap, and you're going to go to Trade Now. You're going to go ahead and make sure you have BNB tokens, right? You want to send BNB tokens to your MetaMask wallet. So what happens is, if you want to find out how you can get the currency in here, well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to Space Swap. You're going to go to More. You're going to copy this Binance Smart Chain, aka BEP20 address. That's very important. Click on this. That's copied now. Now we're going to go to the exchange. And say, for instance, we're going to look for the MILK token. Now, I already have mine in, but you will not find it in here, right? When you're typing MILK2 in this address, you're not going to see it. That's why you copy and paste that address, and MILK2 will pop up. You click on that, and you insert it into your swap exchange. Then you can swap your tokens. And then once you do that, it's going to ask for your permission. Do you want your MILK2 tokens to be listed on your wallet? Please do click on the button that says accept or yes or whatever. You want to see how much tokens you have in your wallets. And if you don't do that, you won't know how much you have. It'll just be somewhere in your wallet, but it won't show on your visually for on your wallet. It just helps with your eyes. So that's why I think you guys should acquire this Space Swap tokens. Again, people are incentivized to have 5,000 tokens. And I guarantee you, after this video, when people start watching this price of 0.73 cents is actually going to go higher. So this is your time right now to get it before it keeps going higher and higher and higher. Now, what is my plan when the IDO does launch? Well, here's the thing. When the IDO does launch on Space Swap, it's going to be quite a journey. And so what I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until we get some more information regarding if the United States or any other country can participate. If we're not able to participate, I may take some profits off the table. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I will notify my Patreon members if I do decide to take profits before the IDO launch. because if I'm not able to participate, then what's the point of me staking? But there's also potential of me still gaining profits, because even after the IDO launch, people still have to have those tokens, and people who are not in regulated territories will be able to participate. So they're still incentivized to hold those coins. Plus, if the market cap is only 5 million, which is very, very low, very, very, very low, that means that you can actually, this is one of those things where you're having a high reward, a high risk situation. And who knows if this could go to zero? I don't imagine it would have a rug pull, because the founder is very transparent. He is visual. We know his name. If he decides to do something really sketchy, well, we're going to come after him, right? So just keep that in mind. So that's just my 2 cents, right? So I could be taking my profits, or I can wait until after the IDO launch to take profits. But no matter what, being positioned right now to acquire these space swap tokens is freaking huge, right? If you're living in the United States. And again, I hope this information has been really helpful for you to acquire MILK tokens to start staking on the space swap platform, so that you can start beginning to basically, making sure you get your position in the IDO launch. And that's guaranteed, by the way. Don't. I hope I mentioned that before, but having a minimum of 5,000 guarantees you a spot. And I've clarified that with the team as well. So guys, I hope that's been really helpful. I know this is a ton of information, but I'm trying to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. And for my Patreon members, thank you so much for your support. I hope that this journey has been really exciting for you. I'm glad to see you guys are in profit. So with that said, guys, thank you so much. Be sure to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the global crypto assets exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.